And welcome back to Weekend Today in Central New York. Meet Dr. Cornelia Brown, who is Executive Director of the Multicultural Association of Medical Interpreters. Thank you so much for being here. A lot of people don't know that this job exists.
Thank you. We are medical and legal interpreters, and we are a civil rights organization ensuring equal access to services for people with language and culture barriers.
Now, Syracuse has a huge refugee population, so I imagine that your job, your work is very much needed when people go to the hospital.
It is. We have many courses that we teach, an 80-hour medical interpreting course, advanced courses in domestic violence, mental health, court interpreting, and also a certification prep for medical and legal, and it's all very needed.
You know, a lot of people say, well, my cousin or my aunt or my mother knows the language. If I'm in trouble, I can just bring her along, even though she doesn't have your certification. What is so important about having the actual training then, Doctor?
Good point. So the training begins with testing, language skills testing, criminal background check, health screening, and then in the course itself you learn medical terminology, ethics and procedures like accuracy, confidentiality, role boundaries, cultural sensitivity, and practice, practice, practice.
So a lot of people think, you know, as long as I speak, we're all set. But the fact is, there are errors that are possible if you don't know the protocols.
Absolutely, and research shows, for example, by Dr. Glenn Flores, that untrained interpreters make 22% medically significant errors when they interpret.
Wow, that's almost a quarter.
That's a poor patient outcome right there.
Okay, so it really does pay to have someone who knows what they're saying and how to say it also.
You absolutely need that. So we have cases that show that. For example, in one case with an untrained interpreter, the patient was depressed. The doctor prescribed an antidepressant. The doctor left. The interpreter, untrained, said to the patient that they shouldn't take the medication because it caused addiction. And so the patient complied. This was a role boundary violation and put the patient at risk. And the facility paid for this interpreter, hadn't checked to see whether the interpreter was well trained. In another case with a trained mommy interpreter, the patient was ill with an illness that he wanted to keep secret from family and friends. The interpreter shared friends with the patient, but the interpreter kept everything confidential. So protected by privacy, the patient followed the treatment plan, got well.
Okay, so there are good outcomes. You have a class coming up in July, right?
Yes, we do. It begins on July 11th.
Okay.
It's 5 weekends.
Okay, and you have a whole list of the languages that you really need to find people in.
We do, and we have interpreters in over 55 languages. We need more interpreters in Albanian, Bengali, Burmese, Chinese, Dinka, Haitian Creole, Korean, Nepali, Spanish. And in Utica, we'll train some people from Utica. We need all these languages, plus Vietnamese and Arabic.
Okay, very good. Doctor, thank you so much for the preview.
Thank you.
If you are interested and you have that second language, the course is here in Syracuse on James Street. They do it Saturdays and Sundays so that if you're working, you don't conflict. It is for a fee. However, interpreters are paid, so you make it back real quick. And if you want more information, there is the phone number as well as their website. And thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much for having us. We hope many people here and are interested.